Hi, I'm Steve. Normally, people don't speak up about things like this. It's like shameful or scary. No, don't be afraid. I'm not crazy. I'm a kleptomaniac. It started as a self defense and turned out to be a catastrophe for me. This is what happened. I remember how this idea first came into my mind. I can't say I was really stealing at that time. I was just getting revenge, and I hope you will understand me. Danny, a popular guy in our class, had always treated my friends and I like garbage. His parents could afford more expensive clothes and stuff for him, but did those things really make Danny better than me? No. One day, he ridiculed me in front of the whole class for my cheap phone, and that was the last straw. I grabbed his phone in the locker room and ran away. The thrill rushed through my body as I was going home. I was waiting for the police to track me down, and I was imagining a mad Denny once he found out that it was me. I definitely couldn't take the phone home, so I just flushed it down a cafe toilet. The strangest thing was that I liked the feeling of taking things, and soon I started stealing small stuff from my classmates: pencils, pens, badges. Every time I was horrified that they would figure me out, or even worse, that Danny would finally know who had taken his phone. But that itchy feeling inside was getting stronger than my embarrassment and fears. And I had nothing to do other than start stealing things from somewhere outside my class, like at stores. In the beginning, I was doing it only once or twice a month. Soon, I could no longer leave a shop without taking something free. I did it every time I was stressed out, just to escape from my daily problems. Running away from teenage drama is nothing compared with escaping from cameras and police officers. Then I found out that I didn't need the things or didn't even want to steal them, but I couldn't stop. It became my own personal disaster. My hands were doing it all for me. I even used to open cereal boxes just to get the free toys inside. Every time I went grocery shopping, I knew that I had a problem, but I had to struggle with this on my own. Stealing is not a disorder, it's a criminal nature. At least that was what I thought. Imagining myself with an unhappy ending behind bars, no future, no way out. And then I met Julie. She was the best girl I'd ever seen. She was very attractive and kind. She was different, you know? And from day one, I knew she would never date a kleptomaniac. Julie was that kind of person with high moral standards. Mostly, I agreed with all the things she would talk about. But deep inside, I knew I was not this person myself. I tried harder than ever to stop shoplifting. I was training myself to resist. And when I got to a store, I kept repeating inside my head, and sometimes mumbling, I won't steal, I won't steal, I won't steal. And you know what? It was useless. Things were over for me. My wildest fear was not that I would get caught and ruin my future. I now only cared about Julie. What if she figured this out and started hating me? And I decided to confess to her before she learned about it another way. I was afraid she would hate me. I was afraid she would dump me. But she didn't. She started to fight for me. That was all Julie. Julie suggested shopping together, so that there was always someone to keep an eye on me. She helped me make stealing really hard. From then on, I would only go outdoors without a bag. I started wearing clothes with tiny pockets or none at all. Julie even sewed shut the pockets I had in my coats. And it worked. For 2 weeks or so, I was a normal guy with the best girlfriend in the world. Yet inside, I was always afraid that my dark habit would return. And then one day, I stole a chocolate bar. I wish I'd never seen Julie's face when I came out of the store. She was not furious. She was just disappointed. I couldn't explain to her what that stupid chocolate bar was doing in my hands. You know, Julie said, I've heard that it helps some people when they come back to return and pay for these things. We were still standing outside the shop and Julie was waiting for my reaction. I stayed silent, not because I was afraid to return and pay. I was just too confused to move. Well, then I'll do it for you, Julie said, and took the chocolate bar. I had never felt more embarrassed in my life. Julie was the most honest person I'd ever met. I knew how hard it would be for her to admit to stealing. And on top of that, she was innocent. I felt like I was not a man anymore. I was a dumb idiot that made his girlfriend pay for his debts. Without any idea of what would happen next, I went into the shop and said that it was me. I also confessed stealing other things before. The cashier, Julie, some other people nearby, and even myself, all of us were dumbfounded. I can't express the relief that came over me after my confession. Luckily, the shop manager didn't call the police. Instead, she advised me to visit her friend who was a therapist. Julie and I decided to take a break from dating for a little bit. My parents found out about my problem and helped me pay for the therapy. Now I regularly visit group therapy classes, and I'm making huge progress. And I hope that maybe after a month or so, Julie will give me one more chance. If you also still think and can't stop doing it, it could be the kind of problem I faced. Don't hesitate to talk to someone you trust and get professional help. Share this video to let more people know that they are not alone and that they can overcome shoplifting just like I did. If you like stories like this, feel free to subscribe for more.